In the midst of the ongoing controversy involving Taraji and Oprah, 50 Cent has recently made his entrance into the discussion, leveling severe criticisms at Oprah by labeling her as a manipulator within the Hollywood industry and accusing her of exploiting Black actors. Historically, 50 Cent has been openly critical of Oprah, alleging her of leveraging Black talent to amass a fortune exceeding $1 billion, only to discard them once they no longer serve her purposes. Notably, he was among the initial group to publicly support Monique during her vocal denunciation of Oprah and Tyler Perry, whom she accused of blacklisting her and sabotaging her career following her outspoken criticism of their practices, particularly relating to her compensation for the movie Precious. As the situation unfolds, 50 Cent is once again taking a stand, this time aligning with Taraji in her confrontation against Oprah, spotlighting the detrimental impact Oprah has had on numerous Black actors for her personal advancement. So, for those who've been tuned into the latest internet buzz, there's been quite the stir surrounding the recent conflict between Taraji and Oprah, especially after Taraji openly criticized Oprah for her payment practices in their latest project, The Color Purple. Taraji has expressed frustration, noting that her salary hasn't seen an increase since her role in Proud Mary, which debuted 6 years prior. She was close to turning down her part in The Color Purple, citing the initial financial proposal from Oprah as severely lacking in respect. Taraji had hoped for solidarity and fairness from Oprah, who is also a Black woman in the industry, but was met with disappointment. In a subsequent interview with Gayle King, who is known to be Oprah's close friend, Taraji disclosed her thoughts of leaving the acting profession due to these ongoing issues. During this emotionally charged moment, instead of receiving empathy, Taraji felt undermined by Gayle, who seemed to diminish her grievances, likely due to her close association with Oprah, preventing a fair discussion about the challenges Taraji faced. In the midst of the unfolding controversy, 50 Cent decided to step into the limelight, making a public declaration of support for Taraji amidst her issues. He used his Instagram to share a snippet of a news article, along with a caption expressing his eagerness to collaborate with Taraji, stating, "They dropped the ball, F them. Taraji, I'm ready to work. Let's get it." This, however, is not an isolated incident of 50 Cent critiquing Oprah. He has a history of openly challenging her, especially regarding her treatment of artists. The genesis of their discord traces back to when 50 Cent was ascending in his music career and sought to appear on Oprah's show as a means to redefine his image from a former drug dealer to a renowned rapper, and to impress his grandmother, an ardent Oprah admirer. However, Oprah was decidedly uninterested in hosting 50 Cent, which he took as a broader dismissal of hip-hop culture, particularly his style of music. He criticized her for being disconnected from his demographic, likening her to an Oreo, implying a disconnect between her public persona and her cultural identity. Frustrated with the rejection, 50 Cent remarked on the impossibility of reconciling their differences and instead embraced the tension, even humorously naming his pets after Oprah and her friend Gayle King in an act of defiance. During the same period, another controversy emerged involving Oprah, this time with Ludacris, who expressed discontent over his treatment during an appearance on her show. He was there to discuss his role in the film Crash with fellow cast members, but found the conversation diverted. Instead of focusing on his acting, Oprah fixated on his use of the N-word in his lyrics. Feeling unfairly targeted and misrepresented, Ludacris later voiced his displeasure in a radio interview, accusing Oprah of bias and manipulation. To add to the complexity, it was alleged that portions of Ludacris's responses were selectively edited out of the broadcast, casting him in a negative light and fueling further criticism of Oprah's handling of the interview. Dave Chappelle's encounter with Oprah on her show also stirred attention, particularly following his notable decision to decline a $50 million contract from Comedy Central, and subsequently travel to Africa, citing personal security concerns. During his appearance, Chappelle disclosed his reservations about the conditions and expectations of the deal, indicating that there were underhanded aspects he was not comfortable with. However, as he delved into his experiences and decisions, he found his narrative frequently interrupted by Oprah, who seemed intent on steering the conversation towards an admission of mental health issues. Chappelle mentioned an instance where Hollywood executives pressured him to take antipsychotic medication, a point Oprah appeared to dismiss, instead suggesting that he was merely dealing with stress and paranoia. The interview left an impression of a significant disconnect between Chappelle's intent to discuss industry pressures and Oprah's focus on his mental state. The narrative surrounding Oprah's interaction with Black entertainers is complex, with accusations of undermining and exploiting talent, and 50 Cent has become increasingly vocal about these concerns. His advocacy isn't limited to Taraji. He's also been a prominent supporter of Mo'Nique. When Mo'Nique brought to light her grievances about being ostracized and undercompensated by Tyler Perry and Oprah after her role in Precious, for which she was purportedly paid only $50,000, 50 Cent was one of the few in her corner. The situation escalated when Mo'Nique refused to participate in promotional activities for the film without additional compensation, leading to a campaign by Oprah and Tyler to label her as uncooperative. Mo'Nique alleged that these actions included disparaging communications with industry professionals, significantly affecting her career opportunities. Throughout this ordeal, 50 Cent stood with Mo'Nique, openly supporting her on social media and encouraging her reinstatement to prominence. He posted encouraging words and demanded an apology from Oprah and Tyler, asserting his intent to revitalize Mo'Nique's career. True to his word, 50 Cent cast Mo'Nique in the second season of his successful series BMF, a move that many saw as him following through on his commitment to support her and challenge the status quo. Mo'Nique's performance in the series was widely praised, signifying a notable comeback and validating 50 Cent's endorsement. Returning to the topic of 50 Cent, his disapproval of Oprah has been long-standing, particularly due to his belief that her actions consistently undermine and exploit Black actors to benefit her own brand and business empire. A striking example that has circulated involves the payment Taraji allegedly received for her role in The Color Purple. Rumors suggest that despite negotiations and Taraji's initial reluctance to accept the role due to financial concerns, she was ultimately compensated only $500,000. This figure is notably disproportionate when you consider the film's substantial success, reportedly earning over $18 million on its opening day alone. This has led to criticism that Oprah, despite having the means, opts to pay actors far less than their market value, effectively hoarding the wealth and success generated from these projects, while distributing only a minimal portion to the actual talent. This perceived inequality in compensation has fueled further discussions about the value and respect accorded to artists within the industry, especially from influential figures like Oprah. Following the revelations and discussions around Oprah's practices, the public has been vocal in their criticism. For instance, one commentator expressed alignment with 50 Cent's views, recounting Oprah's history of contentious interviews with figures like Dave Chappelle, Ice Cube, Michael Jackson, and even attempting to delve into Michael Jordan's finances while keeping her own private. This person's comment reflects a perception that Oprah has repeatedly engaged in practices that are seen as exploitative or invasive, particularly towards Black celebrities. Another individual highlighted Mo'Nique's courage in speaking out and criticized the silence of others in the industry, suggesting that this tacit compliance allows the perpetuation of unfair practices, where Black actors and actresses are exploited for profit, with the understanding that there will always be someone willing to comply with the status quo. These discussions have ignited a broader debate about the dynamics within the entertainment industry, with questions being raised about the ethicality and fairness of certain influential figures. The conversation has now turned to the audience, seeking their perspective on the allegations against Oprah. People are being asked to consider whether Oprah is genuinely acting as an industry puppet, manipulating and exploiting Black entertainers for personal gain, and to contemplate the broader implications of 50 Cent's accusations. The discourse invites a deeper examination and dialogue on these issues, encouraging viewers not just to reflect on the specific case of Oprah, but on the larger patterns of behavior and treatment within the entertainment world. Viewers are urged to share their thoughts and continue the conversation, contributing to an ongoing examination of these critical issues.